How you doing, Red Rock Brewing? And welcome again to Jailhouse Customs workshop. As you guys can see, playing on this baby tonight, Storm Rider. She's a beaut. This is a SG shape, SG being solid guitar. What that means is not really much different from anything else. It's just got a bit more wood to it than a normal electric, a little less cavities, a little less space in your cavities. But this is probably one of my favorite shapes. It is, excuse me, I have a terrible flu. This is an iconic shape in the guitar world, in rock music. Some of the biggest and greatest guitarists of all time have played with an SG, and most of them still do. It's not really a guitar that you play occasionally. It's a very comfortable guitar. It's quite a heavy guitar in terms of weight and in terms of sound. It is, yeah, like I said, it's probably one of the most iconic guitars in rock history. There's a couple of awesome guys that play with SGs. What makes this SG special, and more special than one you would buy anywhere else, is these two babies. These are DiMarzio pickups, not something you would find off the shelf, not something you would find in a lot of guitars that you buy off the shelf, not really something you can find in South Africa. We were fortunate because I had a couple of them lying around, and they sound brilliant. It's as if they were made for an SG guitar, or for the style that this guitar wants to play. It's a very grungy sound. It's a very raw sound, if I can put it that way. They just fit so perfectly with the guitar. There's nothing much more I can say about that. These are beautiful pickups. I am a Wilkinson man myself, but these DiMarzios are truly some of the best that you can find on the market. They are imported. Actually, I imported them from Japan, but I think DiMarzio is probably an Italian company. I could be mistaken there. I don't really use their pickups often. I might start using them a bit more after the experience that I had with these two. Big storm coming tonight, which is kind of fitting to test this guitar with. Okay, let's talk about the guitar. Very similar to the Bad Moon setup in terms of your tone and volume for the neck and your tone and volume for the bridge. You also have your rhythm, your mids, and your treble. Tune-o-matic bridge. The one major difference from the Bad Moon to the SG is it's got a front socket, which makes it a little bit more dangerous to play, if I can put it that way, because it's got a knack of breaking off if you're not careful. But any decent guitarist, or any guitarist for that matter, even beginners, they know how to loop their guitars through their straps. Sorry, their guitar cords to their guitar straps to be a bit safer at the end of the day. Then, if you look at the tuning pegs, we've got locking tuners, and what locking tuners mean is they don't wind around the tuning peg. There's literally a little nut that you loosen at the top. You can see there, you can use a flat screwdriver. It comes out, it screws out, you put your string through, and you screw it back in, and it actually pushes the string down, so you don't have a lot of winding. And the nice thing about not having a lot of winding is when you play a lot of blues style, a lot of rock, any type of guitar, actually you bend the strings a lot. And if you've got a lot of slack or a lot of winding around your tuning pegs, the string actually pulls loose a little bit, and a lot of the time it doesn't go back, and that's when you have a lot of detuning on your guitar. So that's what makes locking tuners so awesome. I tend to change all my tuners to locking tuners. It's probably because I'm lazy, because it's just so much easier to restring a guitar, to keep a guitar in tune. I do tend to bend a lot. I have a lot of guitars with whammy bars. So locking tuners is a thing for me. I'm not knocking normal tuners. A lot of people prefer them. I just prefer the locking tuners. These are pretty decent locking tuners. They're Wilkinsons. I'm a Wilkinson man, like I said before. They are built to last. They are built to go through a lot of punishment at the end of the day, which we guitarists tend to put upon our guitars. A lot of punishment. You've got this is a maple body, maple neck. Once again, it had it had a beautiful spotted maple top, or actually a flamed maple top, but I prefer the stick on this one. It just looks really cool. I dig the design. Well done to your design team. They know what they're doing. It's got a rosewood fretboard, normal trapezoid inlays, mother of pearl. Like I said, the DiMarzio pickups. You've got your tone and volume. You've got your three-way selector switch. At the back, what we did, these guitars tend to have a lot of wiring issues and grounding issues. Not just these guitars, I'd say most guitars with two tones and two volumes, there's a lot of wiring happening inside this cavity. So what we did is we decided to put in a checkered plate cavity cover, and that helps a lot with the grounding, because now, and as well, something else that we do in all our cavities, we put aluminium tape, and that creates, forget the word, but it creates like a pocket of electricity, so that you don't have any grounding issues. You actually solder your ground wire onto the aluminium tape, and then obviously to all your pots and to your covers, and obviously you got grounding wires on your pickups. So this is not just for the look. It looks freaking brilliant, but I'd say it's more for the functionality of not having any grounding issues or noise on your amp, that type of thing. So this was pretty cool to do. It wasn't a first for us, but I kind of like the checkered plates. First time that I used checkered plate. Anything else about this guitar? Well, I would say it's stock standard, to be honest with you. It's obviously got your Red Rock logo right there. It's a little three-dimensional. All the guitars have them. They stick out a little bit. It's stock standard, and the reason why we tend to keep, or I tend to keep the SG stock standard, is because you don't mess with perfection at the end of the day. I think when Gibson designed this shape of guitar, they didn't realize just how influential and how freaking brilliant this guitar is. It's got sounds. It's so versatile. It's got a sound for every type of music that you want to play. This guitar would be wonderful in the hands of the right guitarist. You can do anything on this guitar. I'm going to play you guys a couple of tunes, a couple of songs, a couple of styles, and you can hear what it can do. I don't have immense amounts of time tonight, as I've already started on your Firebird, but it's just a beautiful guitar. There's nothing much more I can say than that. You tend to appreciate playing guitar more on an SG. I don't know, it might just be me. I'm not a Gibson fan. I'm actually a massive Fender fan, but if I have to choose between a Fender and a Gibson SG, it'll probably always be a Gibson SG. I'm sorry, Fender, for saying that, but it's the truth, and the truth hurts sometimes. So, without any further ado, I'm going to be playing you guys just a couple of sounds, a couple of licks, a couple of styles, and you can actually see what this guitar can do. Once again, thanks for the opportunity. These guitars are brilliant. We love working with you guys. You are an awesome company, and your beers are brilliant. Thanks. Let's do this. Just a little bit of distortion.
Bye.